Hello, everybody. Hello, my friends. Don't think the notice went out yet. Anybody's already here? I'm not quite sure. Hast du schon die Notiz bekommen, dass ich live gegangen bin, mein Schatz? Oder hast du einfach auf Gutdünken eingeschaltet? Hello, my friends. Anyhow, I'm not quite sure if I'm already live, but even so, ja, okay, Notiz ist rausgegangen, komisch. All right, my friends, my name is Angela. I am the owner of Creative Energy from Elfen Helden. I'm a WoodUbend retailer over here in Germany. So welcome, welcome. Thank you, WoodUbend, for having me. And tonight we're going to work on this. Okay, now I'm getting the notice. So I'm sure some more people will tune in a second. So this is a self-made coat hanger board. Oh, there you are, WoodUbend. Hey guys. So, and this has already been prepared, and as per usual, there's just like something missing, which we're going to add some WoodUbends on here just to give it a little bit more of dimension and a little bit more of a 3D look-alike around those paradise birds flowers. That's something I learned yesterday. Guys, after all, I am German, so I usually have my, oh hi Yvonne, I usually have my translators on here, like Yvonne, for example, who help me out when I'm lost for words now and then. So, as I said, Yvonne, we're going to add a little bit more dimension in 3D on here. Hi, Nina. Okay, there you are, guys. All right. So, I'm happy you're all joining me. When you join me, just let me know where you're watching from. Say hi to me. Hi, Liz. That's good. Okay. So, gotta be, this piece behind me was just painted. I'm not putting anything on top of that. So, but the idea about it is we're going to use some new WoodUbends, and we're going to use some used WoodUbends because I never throw away any pieces, and I don't want to add like, I just want to add like a couple of leaves in here and something like that. So this is the idea behind it. So we are having with us, we are having the 2443, which is like those corner elements, and they are gonna go into the corners around here and around those edges. But how to apply those, you know yourself. But we're also going to use those, those leaves, which are the 1363, and we're going to cut them apart. We're going to make them fit onto the board, snuggle themselves onto the board so that there's like not too many high peaks. So then I'm having this broken piece, and this was taken off of a pumpkin I did last October, and I've taken that off. So this is basically, this is the reason why it's already painted also. So some pieces broke off and stuff like that. So we're going to trim us in the way that we can put it on here. And this is the ornament 2152. So it's beautiful when it's like in the original. This one is already a little broken, so this, you know, no point in throwing it. You can always reuse it. And I'm having the trim 119, which is this one, and we're going to use some bits out of that also. This is just like a leftover piece. It's a white trim, and we're going to also use those bits. Those are the ends from the ornament 1374. So I never throw any of the pieces. That's the reason we can use it. I'm going to put this to the side for now because we're going to prepare some of those pieces. I'm going to bring you a little closer in so you can see what I am doing. It's not as interesting what I look like. It's much more interesting what we're doing now, because you can work those WoodUbends basically like normal wood. In a cold state, they do behave like wood. This is all wonky, I'm sorry guys. So that's better. They behave like normal wood. And that's what we're going to use at the moment. I'm firstly going to heat those up because that makes them a little more manageable, and they get nice and soft and stuff like that. And then I'm going to manipulate those that they basically fit onto our pieces later. So I've got my heat gun. You can heat those up with, you can put them on a griddle. You can put, you can heat those up with a heat gun. You can use a hairdryer. You can use an embossing gun. That all works nicely. Hi Jill, thank you for joining. So I'm heating it up with a heat gun now. I've got that on middle temperature because I want to cut off some of the edges or some of the pieces and make myself some leaves to use. So you're gonna see now, I've just had that heated. Now I can bend it, and when it's in the warm state, you can cut it with some scissors. You can cut it with a knife, with a sharp knife. That's what I'm doing at the moment. And that goes easily. So, and those are some, now this is a piece of ornament on its own now. So, that's correct. Thank you, WoodUbend. So also on this end, I'm going to cut that end off also. And I'm going to make myself something out of it. They need about the same time to cool down like they need to warm up. So got that piece. And I'm going to make that also a little smaller. And I'm going to cut this around here, just to make that a little more symmetrical with the end. Cut that there. So I'm going to let that cool down because I want to file that down. So we've got like old bits and pieces. They all look like leaves and stuff like that, which is going to go beautifully with that on that board. I'm not going to use this one this time. I'm going to keep that. There will be another project I can use that for. So that might already be enough. I don't think I want to have too much. I don't think I want to have too much. I'm going to leave that, maybe some bits of that trim. Let me see. I'm just going to warm that up and unfold it. The trims come in a coil, and the pieces you don't need, just keep it in the coil. It makes it easier to work with. So as this is pretty wide, and one of the thicker ones, it needs a little longer to warm up. So fold that. Fold that. Yes, I think I'm going to take that leaf out. I want to have this one leaf. You see this leaf here? That's what I'm going to use. So I'm just cutting that one out, and I'm going to manipulate this one. So take this off here. So my followers are probably already panicking because I'm working with a sharp knife. This is always on Wednesdays when I'm on the WoodUbend page. This is really getting to them, because I am well known as the master of disaster. Usually things happen when I'm on my live. So if you want to have some fun and some laugh, just pop over to my page and follow me. I can guarantee you it's never boring. So let's see. That's the piece. That's the piece. I'll take it out now. And this is the piece I'm going to use. You can see the edges are pretty rough. So we're going to work on those a little bit. Yes, Nina, I'm careful. I'm careful. So, okay. However, this is going to be kept. This is going to be used for something else. Also, as I said, I never throw my things. So when they are in a cold state, you can drill them, you can sand them, you can carve them, you can saw them, you can do loads of things with them. And I am going to sand those down because I want to have them on the edges a little flatter, especially on those edges which I want to snuggle into the transfer, which is already on there. So you could carve it. If you're gentle, you could carve it. You can cut it down a little bit. As I said, just like normal wood. I'm good. I'm pushing the knife away from me. So you could either do that, and this is like wood chips, which comes off, or you can basically sand them. You can sand those edges down. There's like a little edge here where the other pieces were on. So I want to smooth those down so you basically can't see anymore that there was something on there. So now those end pieces here, or this end piece there, I want to sand that a little down. I want to have that a little flatter. That's the idea. Just to snuggle that later on onto that board. You can manipulate those, when you heat that up later on, you can, if you look at it now, this is like bending up, but if you heat it up later on, you can move it down so it snuggles itself perfectly on the board. So I'm just basically doing that to make that a little thinner towards the end, so that there's not like a big bulk laying on the trim. Smooth that a little off also, the sharp corner. I'm going to smooth that down. And they're going to be repainted. You can paint those after you've applied them. You can paint those before you apply them. I'm going to paint those before I apply them because I already painted the board. And I don't want to contaminate anything on the board with another paint. And when you paint them beforehand, you can paint them with any paint you can think of. You can even stain those as they behave like wood. They are porous. So you could do that also. So that's like this now. Check that out. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to come a little closer there. So now we have this leaf. This has cooled down now also. So I'm just going to go around those edges. Take this off. And they're so easy to sand. You should make sure that you use a flexible paint, especially when you want to shape the trim or the ornament around some other shapes apart from a flat shape so that the paint doesn't crack. So you can see this is like basically like sawing dust coming off there. So also at the end, I'm going to smooth that a little down. Have that a little thinner, so it's not laying too thick on the top. Gentle, gentle. So a little there, in the corner, a little there, and a little there. A little more here. This is 180 grit I'm working with at the moment. So if anybody is wondering, this is 180 grit, so that works pretty nicely. Look at that leaf. So I've got that clean and tidy. This one I've already sanded beforehand. This is already a little thinner on the edge, as you can see. This one we've just done, and now I'm gonna do this one. Same thing. Give it like a nicer shape so it doesn't look cut off. I know I did cut it off, but I don't want it to look like it. So you can basically manipulate that. So I'm taking it off from behind because I don't want to ruin the detail in the ornament. So get a little flatter, a little tidier. So that's done. It looks like an ornament of itself. And this piece also. So I've basically just got the paper laying there, so it makes it a little easier to clean it off in a second. So then I'm going to come in with, let's see, just like there. You usually just see us, bending them and draping them around areas. So tonight I want to show you that you can basically manipulate them so that they fit your project also in different ways, especially when you use scrap bits. And you want to give it a complete, unique look and add a little bit of 3D to your project. See how nicely that comes off. So I'm taking it off the back because I can shape it basically back down afterwards. So it's fine. So also there's another sharp edge there. I'm going to take some of that glue off. There's a little bit of glue on there from the project before, but this is, as this is wood glue, this is going to be reactivated as soon as that heats up. So, that one. Now, those tiny little bits, even those are going to fit, it keeps freezing, Yvonne. Anybody else? Is the video freezing? Oh, anybody bored? No. So those have already been painted also, but we're going to repaint them as we want to have like some leafy things, and then we're going to apply that. This is a little bit of preparation, but you can basically see that we can always use scrap bits, and even they've been taken off somewhere. I mean, this you can see the difference. There's like, this one is like already been sanded, and this one has like sharp edges. So this doesn't look anymore like it was taken off somewhere. It looks like it's supposed to be that way. And they're so easy to sand. It's no hard work whatsoever. So, okay, that's it. And now I'm going to paint those. I'm first going to remove that dust. Do you see this? This is basically just like sanding dust. So now let's get, you can, as I said, you should make sure you use flexible paint. I'm using the Posh Chalk metallic paste in dark green, as those are supposed to look like leaves. So you burned your popcorn, Yvonne. So okay. And the metallic paste, mix them up before I use them. They are water-based, and you can use them for raised stenciling and stuff like that. And also, you can paint with those. Some, oops, yeah, that's me already touching into the jar. They are, yeah, they are like a paste. They've got a beautiful smell to them. They have some essential oils in them, which makes them smell really, really nice. Every color smells different. As I said, they are water-based, and they are so nice and shimmery. And they are paste. You can do some raised stenciling with it and stuff like that, but you can also paint with them. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to take a tiny bit over here and just add like a little bit of water to it to have it a little thinner. You know, as they're water-based, you can thin them up a little with water. To the side for now. There. So just like, can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. Just like a tiny, tiny little bit. If it's too much water, you add a little bit more of paste. So I think this is going to be just fine. You could use a separate jar. I've just used you know, I'm terrible. I just used the lid. So I clean it off later. So this is basically just to make that a little thinner, to make it easier to paint those things. There we go. Put that on here. And I'm just using an artist brush for that now. It's got natural bristles. I prefer those to paint ornamented pieces. Guys, you know me, I am always inventing new English words. Ornamented pieces. I'm sure that word doesn't exist, but it does now, in my language anyway. Those detailed ornament pieces, because they push nicer into the edges. So look how gorgeous it is. Would you have thought that this came off, that this just came off a trim? I'm sure you wouldn't. Don't say any different, please. So, and the coverage is great. I mean, obviously, if you thin it too much, you need a little more paint. And I'm basically just painting that beforehand now, because I don't want any, you can paint it when it's on there, then you've got to be really careful. That's, I'm not really interested in at the moment. So, and even this already has been painted, some of the pieces, that's no problem also. So coverage is great. I think I'm going to be fine with one coat. I'm just putting that down on my acrylic now to have that warmed up and the paint dry. So I don't need to use the heat gun. My fingers are covered with it, so also I'm not worried about that because they are water-based, and even I'm very sensitive. I know, Nina, you're going to ask, as I'm very allergic to a lot of things, and I can work easy with those products. I've had no issues whatsoever. So still I'm keeping my baby wipes close to me to look at this. Pretty and shimmery. Oops. And on top of the other ornament. So, and as I said, this was painted before, just paint over it. This is what I always say. You know, even when you paint your furniture or something like that, I'm a furniture painter, don't be scared of the paint. If you don't like it, just paint over it. So this is the same thing with this here. This was already painted before, and this is going to get a new color now. In green. So that's it. So I had my vaccination today, my first shot. So my arm is a little limp at the moment. I can feel that now. I had it this morning, which gives me a pretty good feeling that it's going forward. And my shop is today open the first time normal. Since before Christmas, we've been in lockdown over here in Germany, more or less. And today is basically the first day. We are pretty much open. Ornamental is a good wordy one. Thank you. Oh, Nina, rubber gloves. No, I don't like rubber gloves. I put rubber gloves on when I work with oil-based wood stains or something like that, but not with those bits. I like painting with my fingers. Who likes painting with their fingers? On commission. Who do you want to get on commission? So there you go. So those tiny bits, you're probably thinking, what on earth is she going to do with those bits? They're just going to add a little more interest to the whole piece. Just like tiny things. Tiny things. And there we go. So, and the edge pieces I'm going to paint in with the silver metallic. The edge pieces are going to match the, look at those, you can't see, my fingers are green. My fingers are green, so you can't see what's there. Baby wipes. Baby wipes, Mr. Bottle, they are my best friends. And everything else is going to be cleaned off later on also. So those products dry pretty fast, as you can see, but you can take them off easily. And they're not staining your, you can see, you can take it off and they're not staining your skin or anything, you know, so which is a nice thing. This is the reason I'm not worried about wearing gloss or something like that. I can clean it off completely later on without any residue left on my skin. So just clean that. It's harder to get off some metal than off your skin, I can guarantee you that. So even like usually paint doesn't stick to any metal. Those things, as soon or as long the it is nice and clean, you can stick it onto almost anything. Oh dear. Yes, I'm getting it open. Panic mode. This is the reason when you don't clean it, the lid. So this is the silver. And as I said, I'm going to paint the corner bits in silver. Doing the same thing basically. I'm going to add a little of the paste in here. Don't, no. I mean, I'm a terrible example. I know, guys. I'm sorry. Apologies, but I'm gonna speed that up now. I need a different brush. Make that a little thinner. Mix it up with the water, and then we paint the corner bits. Also beforehand to stick those onto the project. So I'm not painting them all. I'm just gonna add like 2 on the edges. This is the new packing they come in. So firstly, they are nicely unprotected. So, and they come, there's like 2 of those. Look how beautiful they are. They're so pretty, aren't they? So same thing. Using a different brush. Again, this is a natural bristle brush because they're a little firmer than the synthetic bristles. For everything, this is a lot of preparation, but you're going to see in a minute that this is going to look pretty nicely. Make sure I have all the areas painted around. I may need a second coat on this one, but even so, look nice and silvery. So, and on the griddle they can already, there's the second one, they can already warm up a little, so I can press them in a minute easily on that board, because that's what you want to do. You want to have your ornaments a little warm at least, because even if you have a flat surface, or you think it's completely flat, not even a glass window or a mirror or something like that is 100% flat, or maybe your ornament is like not completely flat on the back from the production or something like that. When you warm that up, you can snuggle that nicely onto the surface. So this is basically at the end making sure it's sticking nicely to it. So I'm going to paint the rest afterwards. So we're going to start now to stick that on. You know what we are talking about. So you can see in a minute what's happening. So also down, baby wipe, clean it off a little. This one is the 2443. That's the 2443. That's this number I just used. So, oh, thank you, Michelle. Oh, Michelle, I didn't see you popping on. Okay. Oh, you didn't miss that much, Michelle. You can also watch the replay. So I just put that to the side. Now, in, and, oh yeah, that's me. Making a mess. Don't want to have this on the back of that piece either. Bin. Water. Out of the way. Let's get our board. So that you know what we are talking about. There we go. I think I'm going to turn it around. So this is now upside down. This is the top of the piece. So the stuff is hanging down this way basically. But you're going to see now when we place it on here. So I'm going to grab some wood glue. Whatever surface you're applying the WoodUBends, you always use wood glue. So I'm just squeezing some in here, and I'm using I'm using a brush, a tiny brush to apply that onto the ornaments for now. So it makes it easier. And now let's see where we're going to place the things. Let's start with that piece. So as I said, this is basically to add a little more dimension. And this has been filed down at the end, so this is not like so high when we apply that. So now I'm going to add some wood glue. Make sure you've got the back of your mold nicely covered, especially around those edges, to make sure that sticks nicely onto the surface. So every glue which might squeeze out on the side, I want to have this piece here. You can basically take off at the end with a baby wipe or with a wet brush or something like that, and go from there. So Instagram, can you see? I'm going to pop you a little over here. Instagram is always a bit difficult. I'm seeing my bin now. Don't need to see the bin. So get a fresh baby wipe. There's a tiny little bit of glue around the outside here. It's going to dry clear, but you can take that off, as I said, with a baby wipe, and it makes it a little tidier. You can also use a wet brush. So I'm going to come in also with a wet brush. So you can already see, I'm just going to show that up. This is adding now nice 3D to that board and just giving it a little more. It looked pretty plain till now. That's what I think anyway. So I'm going to heat it a little more up. Press it a little more down. I'm just pressing it, especially on those edges, making sure that sticks nicely on that on the board. If there's some glue squeezing out even more, that's a good sign, because that basically proves that this is now completely stuck to the surface. So this one, let's see where we go. Let's grab our little leaf. Let's see where we want to put that. I think I'm going to have this one up here. You can bend it in. No, I've got to turn you around a little more this way. You can bend this in different directions also, you know, when it's warm, as long as it's warm. If it's cold, you can't. You can break it if you force it too much. So, and basically all the things I'm using now, I've made my own ornaments by using scrap bits. Yes, by using scrap bits. Where did I have that? I wanted to have this here. So I'm pushing that down. What's the time? 40 minutes, guys. I think it's worth it this time. That's pretty, I already quite like it. Push that down. I'm going to use a wet brush now to clean the side there. If you have like areas where you can't reach with your baby wipe, just use a wet brush and take it off that way, the glue, to clean those areas off. So what else do we have? I'm having a little bigger piece, which is, let's see, just gonna come here, just like that. Again, glue on the back. So this is now the fun piece. We've done the work beforehand, and now the fun piece is basically to add those bits and pieces onto our project. So make sure you've got it covered nicely. So as this is warm, this is already cooling down a little. So I wanted to have this here. Press it down. You can put some pressure onto it. You're not damaging the details of your ornament. You don't need to worry about that. You can shape it sideways and stuff like that, but you're not damaging by pushing on it the details of those ornaments, which is great, I think. So I'm using my damp brush again to take this off. This was pretty warm. I could feel that it was snuggling itself on. You could see like by the glue squeezing out on the side also. Even if I push it like this now, there's still some coming out. If you feel it's already stiffened up, then put some more heat on it and make sure it's nicely on there. So what else do we have? I'm going to put this one there, I think. This one there. Or do we have this one there? We'll have that one there. We'll have that one there. And I shall think about the big one. Maybe I don't need that big one. Some more glue. There we go. I'm missing all the questions. Oh, hi, Theo. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Long time no seen. So I'm going to have this one here. So this one is already stiffening up a little bit. I want to have this, especially this nose, a little more down. Let's see if that works like this. It is going to stay, when it cools down, it stays in the shape you're forcing it into, which is the nice thing about it. So, pushing that, oops, sorry. It's moving. Pushing it a little down. Using my damp brush to take the excess glue off. Clean that a little more. And don't want to have any glue. Wood glue is water-based, so that's pretty easy to clean off. So that works nicely. And you can already see the metallic paste has dried. And let's see, we have those small tiny bits, which I'm going to put somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. I think I'm going to have one. No, I'm going to have one. I don't want to have them covered up at the end. I want to see them. I want to see them. This is like a puzzle, guys. This is like a puzzle. I have one there and I have one there. Just like this. That's it. One there, one there. All bits and pieces of leftovers. All bits and pieces of leftovers. And this one here. That's what we said. That's what we said. The other one in that area there. I'm going to heat those up in a second to make sure, because they already cooled down again. They need about the same time to cool down like they need to heat up. That's there. That was a little bit more messy than the other bits. Yes, this is pretty tiny. So, main excess glue. And there we go. And this is not the typical placing ornaments on some sort of furniture and trims and stuff like that. This is basically now just adding a little more 3D dimension onto this plain board, which was before. And now I'm just having this piece here, which is gonna go, I'm actually going to put that right there, just to finish that off. This is gonna go right there. And I'm gonna check for your questions in a minute, guys. WoodUBend is very, very intense or intensive. How do you say that? By, what did I say? Where did I want to put it? There. Just like this. Just like this. So I shaped basically, I sanded the end bits a little down so that they're not so high on the board, and they snuggle themselves a little more into it on those ends. And let's see, on here, it's still pretty soft. Yeah, that's snuggle up there. There's still some glue coming out, that's fine. Take that off. Take that off. And I'm actually wondering if I want to have the corner pieces on there or not. No, I don't think. What do you think, guys? Corner pieces or no corner pieces? I think this is a little too much. What do you think? I think this is at the end too much. I think I quite like it without the corner pieces. So there we are. There we are. I hope you like that. Let's see. Oops, sorry. I'll start dropping you again. Okay. Oh, did you? Where's she gone? Where's she gone? Ah, hang on. Instagram. So, can you see now? This looks now completely different to what it was before. This is now some 3D added to the whole piece and just gave it a little more interest. And this was, show you from the back, a plain pine board. So this was a leftover piece, nothing special. And we basically made our own little leaves and stuff like that out of scraps, WoodUBend scraps. So this is like, I think that's pretty. I think I quite like that. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed that. 50 minutes. I'm proud of you. Thank you for staying with me. I'm going to check for your questions. And let's see. I'll come a little closer. I'm going to check for questions. Corner pieces goes with the hooks. That's correct, Liz. Yeah, that's what I thought, but I think it's going to be too much. That's right. Ay, gracias, Jorge, gracias. Don't see any questions. Oh, hey Dole, it's Solly I can see, because she always calls me Dole and I don't know why. I'm an old cow, I'm not a doll. So, okay, I can't see any questions now, guys. If I missed any questions, I will check for them. If I overread, sometimes Facebook is a little strange, so forgive me. You can contact me also if I missed your question, so be patient with me. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. For those who don't know me, my name is Angela. I'm the owner and creative energy from Elfen Helden. I'm just gonna hold this ouch corner piece back up here. I think that's too, no, other way, this side. I think that's too much. I'm not quite sure, but I think this is at the end. That's too much. No, that's too much. I'm going to leave it like that. My name is Angela. I'm the owner and creative energy from Elfen Helden. So I'm a WoodUbend retailer over here in Frankfurt in Germany. Wednesday night is our WoodUbend night, and I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for popping on. If you haven't done it, pop over to my page, leave me a like there. And if you want to shop the products, go over to the WoodUbend page, check for your local retailer. Yeah, mein Schatz ist viel. Check for your local retailer, and yeah, make sure you grab your own WoodUbends. They're gorgeous. I love them. I hope you love them too. Take care. WoodUbend, thank you so much for having me. You take care, guys. And I hope some of you I'll see tomorrow. I'll be on live tomorrow evening also. Thank you. Bye-bye, guys. Bye. I will, Michelle. They get always hugs and kisses from you. Thank you.